visit, fixing tech with glee. Old gadgets, new life, he's the chosen one. Every broken circuit, he's gonna get it done. From vintage TVs to your old cassette, with a trusty soldering iron, there's no regret. Turning back the clock, making them shine. Rolling Tide is magic, it's simply divine. Hey, like and subscribe, join the crew. Rolling Tide is on YouTube, he's waiting for you. Fixing your old electronics, bringing them back. Zero in now, you're on the right track. He's got the flow, he's got the style. Every DIY hack makes it all worthwhile. Capacitors dancing, resistors in line. With a grin on his face, he's crossing the tide. From video games to the stereo beat, Rolling Tide brings the fix, can't accept defeat. Watch him unravel, watch him restore. Every click and pop, you're gonna want more. Hey, like and subscribe, join the crew. Rolling Tide is on YouTube, he's waiting for you. Fixing your old electronics, bringing them back. Tune in now, you're on the right track. So gather round, folk, it's more than a show. It's a journey through time, come on, let's go. With every episode, the wonders unfold. Rolling Tide, a story to be told. No broken dreams in his workshop space, just a passion for fixing a welcoming place. Each step of the way, you'll learn something new. From repairing a lamp to a classic guitar too. With a twist of his wrench and a turn of the dial, you'll be flipping through channels in no time. We'll smile. Throw your hands up, it's a community vibe. Feel that electric pulse, feel that old tribe. Get your gear ready, let's spark up the chat. Rolling Tide is the name, remember that. Hey, like and subscribe, join the crew. Rolling Tide is on YouTube, he's waiting for you. Fixing your old electronics, bringing them back. Tune in now, you're on the right track. So if you've got gadgets that need a good home, Rolling Tide is the place. No need to roam. If ever do fix, you'll feel the blast. Join the journey now, let's make tech last.
Okay, we're back again. So, we'll get right into it. Looks like I got full picture again. So, I fixed the little issue that I had with OBS. So, when I put the little PLD meter on the screen, somehow the canvas got changed. I don't know. I didn't do nothing with it, you know, because it's a setting that you kind of got to dig for to get to it. So whatever OBS decided to do, it changed the canvas size of the output. So weird, oddball OBS stuff. So on my quest of looking for that stick light that we were messing around with last week, I stumbled upon this thing, and it's one of these things that it looks like something I already have, but it has a little bit different character to it. So, of course, this thing comes from Amazon and stuff like that, and it's one of them things that it's one of them alternative tools that you can get for your DeWalt packs and stuff like that. So, you know, in previous videos, I had the hot air gun and the little portable tire inflator and a different kind of floodlight, spotlight type thing. So like I said, as I was looking for that stick light that we were messing around with, I stumbled upon this thing from, I guess you can call it Hisense or something like that. Hiesuan or however you want to pronounce it. And it's one of them tools that you can get for your DeWalt bags. So I was kind of intrigued about this because it looks like something I already have. So it's a 25 watt LED stick light, and it's got all your basic functions on it. This, that, and the other thing. It also doubles as a little portable power bank. So this thing runs anywhere from 14 to your 20 volt packs, and apparently the color temperature is between 6 and 6500 Kelvin. It's supposed to be a total of 2000 lumens. So they get that with, they say that the main COB floodlight is 1800 lumens. And the portable spotlight or flashlight is your extra 200 lumens. So that gives you your 2000 lumens total. So they claim from the specifications here, lighting time, full brightness mode, when the USB port is not used, it's supposed to be 30 minutes per amp hour. And if you are in full light mode, so that was if the USB port is used, which is a 2.1 amp USB port, you're going to get 30 minutes per amp hour. So if you don't use the USB power bank port, you're going to get 52 minutes per amp hour. And of course, your time is going to vary depending how big your DeWalt pack is and stuff like that. So I got a couple of different flavors. I got a 6 amp hour and I believe a 12, stuff like that. So pretty simple. Of course, it tells you the operation of the light modes. So let's take it out of the box. And if you see my previous live stream last week, kind of say, hey, that looks familiar. I've had it literally hanging like over here. So, not much packaging, so that's good. And here it is. And it literally looks like something that I already have. This one's got a little bit soul difference. So, more than likely, this head come from the same factory and decided to splice it to the DeWalt pack type handle thing like that. So, this one, of course, it's got the floodlight. Got the spotlight or flashlight, torch type thing. This one articulates where my other light does not. So this one can articulate to almost 90 degrees. And it can go a little past straight for the other direction. And it's got a little Murdoch's coming handle. And here is the use the interface. So a little power button. And there's our little power bank port. So it's USB-A. So, and of course, the bottom of the pack for where the battery cooks in. And of course, it doesn't, unlike my other one, this one doesn't have any kind of magnetic mounting. So, it's got a hook at least for that type of thing. So, let's get a battery pack and plug it in, and then we'll check it out. So like I said, the floodlight here is supposed to be 1800 lumens and the extra 200 off the end. So that's all it does, just whatever DeWalt packs you got. And of course, being a weighted base, it makes sense to have the articulating portion of this so it doesn't flop over. Stuff like that. So let's check out the interface. So one click turns the light on. So we got the main floodlight on. Spotlight's not on. So we click it again. Floodlight turns off, spotlight turns on. And then you click it again, you get the floodlight and the spotlight, which is kind of weird. Why? I don't know why you want that. And then, so I guess that was like low power. This is like high power. And the torch shuts off. And then you got off. So let's see. Is it one of the smart ones where you can push and hold and turn it off? Let's see. Yep. I like that feature. Unlike certain torches, you light it up, like this one. You got to, if you push and hold, it just sends you to the next mode, which is annoying. I hate that. So you got to go through all the modes to turn them off. At least if this one is simple on or simple off. So we'll put it on high power here, and we'll get the overall gist of this thing of lighting. So it gives you a decent amount of floodlight, which is kind of what you want when you're using a work light. Pretty neat. And of course the floodlight or flashlight, it's actually pretty bright for what it is. I mean, it's only a tiny little light emitter in there, so that's pretty good. More like a floodlight type flashlight instead of a spotlight. So, not bad. Decent of the making use of DeWalt packs. And of course, that's the flood on low and spotlight on at the same time. And then top one shuts off. Get the full 1800 lumens. Of course, I can't test this because it is a floodlight, so my little light tube won't pick up on this. But like I was mentioning, it looks familiar to something else that I have. So if you pay attention to that head, other than the articulating part of it, what's it look like? Looks exactly like this one. It's almost got the same, you know damn well it came from the same factory almost. Other than the subtle differences. Exactly the same. Except that one runs off of DeWalt packs and the other one has got the built-in 18650 packs. So I had two, I added three. So it makes it run longer, but even the except for the wording, which is just probably just a slide-in type thing. They just slide that little screen print plate in there to make it different, but it looks exactly the same, except it doesn't have the magnet for magnet mounting. So how does it compare? Let's find out. Maybe the color temperature. I think the color temperature is a little different on this one. So we'll put it on high, and then we'll put this one. This one's a 3-speed with the different interface. This one's also a USB power bank, the 18650 version. Of course, you can charge it via that too. So this one's got 3 speeds. So you got low, medium, and high. So we got the DeWalt pack. So virtually the same amount of lighting from the two of them. So they're carbon copy of each other, whether you're running 20 volt or the 4 volt. So virtually no difference in light output. The only difference that I can really tell between the two of them is the 4-volt one is a little bit warmer temperature. You're not going to see it on camera. I don't think it'll show up. I got too much lights on in here. So that's that. And of course, the spotlight. This one has a 2-speed spotlight. So that's low and high. So, of course, the Hiesuan has a little bit better spotlight, and this one's more of a floodlight between the two of them. So, pretty simple, but almost exactly the same between the two of them. So that's that. And of course, like I said earlier in the specifications, your runtime is going to vary depending on how big your battery pack is. So, if you're a DeWalt fan or a DeWalt user, you know the biggest batteries that you can get is the 12 amp hour, 60, 20, 60 volt version type packs. So that's the biggest pack you can get between the 6 and 12. So you can tell the size difference between the two of them. And that's all you got to do is just push the button and slide it out when your battery pack dies. Of course, something like this, you're going to get a lot longer runtime, and it's going to be a bit more stable just because of the weight. Of course, something like this, you probably don't want to have a super heavy battery on it if you're working on something. But if you got the opportunity to have it just standing there, and then of course you can articulate the light to wherever you want it. Of course, if you're working underneath a car, you got a little bit of a slight backward angle, so that might be beneficial to some. Other than that, we'll check out the power bank version of this. So we got our USB-A. It's supposed to be 2.1 amps. We'll figure that out if it really does 2.1 amps. So I need to find a USB-A to something cord. Luckily I got plenty of them here. So we need USB-A, in this case USB-C, because we're going to plug into our little Paul Daniel meter here. This is probably something that's always live, so I would assume that it's always, if you leave a battery pack in it all the time, it's going to be a parasitic drain. We'll find out as soon as we plug it in. Yep. So it's always live. Let's see here. Why ain't you working? Come on. That is so weird. Oh, it did turn off. Okay. Try rebooting this. It could be something. So on standby, it shows that it's giving out like 3.5 volts, which is kind of weird. So now we need to find another cord in my pile of cords, and we'll load test this thing. See if it really does do 2.1 amps. So it's just a basic little electrical load tester, no big deal. So something weird here. And those are 5 volts. And we'll turn our Amperage down. I don't know why my meter's not showing up. So this one does actually time out. So I guess it doesn't not going to have a huge parasitic draw. I'm just trying to set a voltage where it's going to make it stay on. And I can figure out why my meter ain't working. Come on there. Hmm. There we go. Weird. Very weird. So there's our little meter here showing it's actually working now. So I got, 84 milliamps just to keep the thing on. Actually, it timed out again. So I wonder how much it needs to keep it alive. So let's we'll load test this and see if it really can do 2.1 amps. I mean, yeah, 2.1 amps. That's what the specifications claim that it's it. So we'll start jacking up the amperage here. As you can see, the voltage is starting to dip. We're at 1 amp. 4.7 volts. It's like, yeah. I'm not really a fan of it. Oh, yeah. Now that we're going up, we're 4.6. So I would call this automatic a failure of a power bank because it can't really support the voltage. And I know some things, depending on what it is very sensitive to the amount of charge it will put out, depending on what the voltage coming into it is. I mean, I've done so many experiments of USB chargers where if you're not giving it at least a steady 5 volts, it will not give you the proper amount of amperage coming out. I mean, it'll charge, but it'll take forever. So we're going to start creeping the voltage back, the amperage back up again. So 4.6 volts, it's kind of weak sauce. I know some of my stuff, you get like if it's a 2 amp charger, you're lucky if you get 3/4 of an amp with 4.6 volts. So we keep going up at 4.5. Yeah, it's failing. $4.4, yeah, it's a complete fail for a power bank. We're gonna keep going up until it shuts off. 4.4, yeah, you ain't driving no 2 amps out of this thing. Nope. 4.3. Okay, there's our 2.1 amps, which is supposed to be the maximum amount the port can put out. But look at the voltage, 4.3 volts. Lame. I don't know what kind of interface is actually in here. It would be really cool if it was the interface was separate from the light driver module. Put a better module on it. But I would never use something like this as a dedicated power bank because you can buy one that's dedicated and that is meant for the task. So let's keep cranking up on the amperage to see if it shuts off. .2 volts. Lame. .1. 3.9 volts. So I got this little meter, this little low electronic load max rate out. Actually, it's not really maxed out. It's that the voltage is so low it won't go any higher. But the thing's actually, it's keep going. You won't be able to do anything with 3.4 volts. I mean, most chargers or any kind of USB apparatus won't even power up with that. Wow. Stout little bugger, but I can't keep the voltage up. So that sucks. So I don't think the power bank feature is worthy more than a 3/4 of an amp. So there's an amp, 4.6 volts. 4.7. Half an amp. It's a half an amp. Half an amp power bank. That's fair enough for that. That's about all I can really provide. Amp tops. That's about it. But if you need it, you need it. If you got nothing else and you're in a power failure or anything like that where you needed an emergency backup power supply, at least you got one. But this is more meant for the light, for a work light. So this can be used for automotive, can be used for emergency lighting, it can be used for if you got projects that you need extra light on. So pretty cool. Of course, like I said, it looks like something else. Probably come from the same factory. So Hiesuan and Warsan. This is the Warsan. We've got the Hiesuan. Probably same factory. You see me modify that to a 3-cell. So 3P cells in there. I think about I don't remember what I used for cells in here. I'd have to go and look in the video. But let's try this power bank. See if it's any good. Are meter still working? I think so. Yep. Let's see what this one does. I don't remember what the specifications for these. So we'll do something before it decides to time out. For the power bank. So half an amp, still 5 volts. Start cranking up the amperage. There's an amp. So this one's already doing better than doing the other one. I think this one's a 2.1 too. Even at amp and a half, it's doing better than the other one. So if it comes from the same factory, they cheapened out on the power bank. 2 amps at 4.7 volts, that's still acceptable in my book. Look up what the specifications are for this. Because I got it from Amazon, so. The Warsan. So this one's supposed to be a 1500 lumen. And then the DeWalt one is 1800 lumen, but I think they were virtually the same thing. 5 light modes, blah, blah, blah. Where's the power bank version of it? Metal hook design, blah, blah, blah. 5 volts, 1500 lumen. Power bank. What's the specifications on the power bank? Doesn't say. Don't know. Usually, if they say if it's a 5 volt 2 amp input, usually the amp, the output should be just about the same. So, probably 2 amp, but it's already doing it. It did better than the DeWalt version one, so that's pretty cool. So, can't knock that. This is a lot better power supply than the DeWalt version. So that's that. And then in other news, I got all the bits for modifying the stick light. So I got some pin headers because we're going to double stack 2 of these 3 amp lithium ion chargers. So we're going to stack 2 of these on the for the charge port, and these are 3 amp USB-C to 18650 or 21700 or 26650 type batteries. And these actually do a little bit better than 3 amps if you provide 5.4 volts of voltage. Because I've already tested this, and if you plug it into a regular like wall wart or stuff like that, the voltage dips down to 4.7 volts. The amperage is not any better. I think it's 2.4 amps, and the thing can actually overachieve and do 3.2, which I was kind of surprised on that. And then to our input, we got these USB-C to PCB breakout board. So we'll use this as our charge input, and then we'll tack on some wires to the double stacked chargers, and then I've already gone ahead and welded up some 18650 dual cell, so they're in parallel. So this is the main input battery pack that I welded up. So we're going to have one pack on one side of the stick light. We're going to have the other pack on the other side of the stick light. So now it's just a matter of putting that back together, but we're not going to do that today. So probably next week. Hopefully I get rid of this friggin' cold that I got, and we'll move on from there. So for those who no comments, My buddy Pete's not here, so oh well. He'll watch the replay along with majority of the other people who watch my live streams. They hang out and watch the replays till next week when we finish up the stick light. So until then, we'll see you on the next live stream. So take care and see you later.
Rolling through the channels, what do I see? A time machine wizard fixing tech with glee. Old gadgets, new life, he's the chosen one. Every broken circuit, he's gonna get it done. From vintage TVs to your old cassette, with the trusty soldering iron, there's no regrets. Turning back the clock, making them shine. Rolling TARDIS magic is simply divine. Hey, like and subscribe, join the crew. Rolling TARDIS on YouTube, he's waiting for you. Fixing your old electronics, bringing them back. Tune in now, you're on the right track. He's got the flow, he's got the style. Every DIY hack makes it all worthwhile. Capacitors dancing, resistor in line. With the grin on his face, he's crossing the tide. From video games to the stereo's beat, rolling TARDIS brings the fix, can't accept defeat. Watch him unravel, watch him restore. Every click and pop, you're gonna want more. Hey, like and subscribe, join the crew. Rolling TARDIS on YouTube, he's waiting for you. Fixing your old electronics, bringing them back. Tune in now, you're on the right track. So gather round, folks, it's more than a show. It's a journey through time. Come on, let's go. At every episode, the wonders unfold. Rolling TARDIS, a story to be told. No broken dreams in his workshop space, just a passion for fixing, a welcoming place. Each step of the way, you'll learn something new. From repairing a lamp to a classic Atari 2. With the twist of his wrench and a turn of the dial, you'll be flipping through channels in no time will smile. Throw your hands up, it's a community vibe. Feel that electric pulse, feel that old tribe. Get your gear ready, let's spark up the chat. Rolling TARDIS is the name, remember that. Hey, like and subscribe, join the crew. Rolling TARDIS on YouTube, he's waiting for you. Fixing your old electronics, rolling them back. Tune in now, you're on the right track. So if you've got gadgets that need a good home, Rolling TARDIS is the place, no need to roll. With every new fix, you'll feel the blast. Join the journey now, let's make tech last.